All right, due to electricity interruption, the previous session was interrupted, so I have restarted this session again. I was discussing that when we have used the other command, where we have considered the rank variable as a categorical variable, it has increased the R square value. So we need to interpret all these results. The first thing that we need to see in the result is the likelihood ratio chi-square of 41.46 with a p-value 0.0001. It tells us that our model as a whole fits significantly better than an empty model. So if we see here in our results, these are the results, and these are the log likelihoods value. So this is basically the basic log likelihood value. And always remember that if our model is empty and we have considered the logit model, so it is statistically fit here because probability greater than chi-square is greater than less than, sorry, 5%. So this is the interpretation of log likelihood value here. So it is 41.46. It is the chi-square 41.46. If you see here, this is the log likelihood chi-square. So this chi-square is significant with less than 5% value. The next thing that you need to see as a part of the interpretation, in the table we see the coefficient, their standard error, the z statistic, the associated p-value, and 95% confidence interval of the coefficient. Both GRE and GPA are statistically significant, as are the three indicators variable for rank. So the logistic regression coefficient gives the change in the log odd of the outcome for a 1 unit increase in the predictor variable. So for every 1 unit change in GRE, the log odds of the admission increase by 0.002. If you see here, this is basically the coefficient value of GRE, 0.002. So always remember, when you are going to interpret a logistic regression, the style of the interpretation would be changed. So here it is how to interpret this 0.002. For every 1 unit change in GRE, the log odds of admission, because admission was the dependent variable. So we need to say the log odds of the admission versus non-admission increase by 0.002. So whenever 1 unit change in GRE, the log odd of admission versus non-admission increase by 0.002. For a 1 unit increase in GPA, then the log odd of being admitted to graduate school increases by 0.804. So you can see here 0.084. So for every 1 unit change in GPA, the log odd of admission or being admitted into the institution is increased by 0.804. So this is how to interpret this value. You cannot interpret this value in the same way that you considered the simple regression or pooled regression or simple OLS model. The interpretation would be changed. So for the ranking of the institution, the indicator variable for rank have slightly different interpretation. For example, having attended an undergraduate institution with rank 2 versus an institution with rank of 1 increases the log odd of admission by 0.675. So this is basically the type of interpretation here. If you see here, the regression result does not indicate the rank 1 result, because that rank 1 is considered as a reference category here. Whenever you need to interpret some ordinal variable, always remember that you need to consider one category as a reference category. So here we are comparing rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4 in comparison to rank 1 for getting admission into that institution. So here, if you see, there is a negative coefficient of minus 0.675. So what does it indicate if we see the interpretation again? What does it indicate? Let me read the interpretation again. The indicator variable for rank have slightly different interpretation. For example, having attended an undergraduate institution with rank 2, because we are interpreting the rank 2 institution versus an institution with rank 1 decreases. Basically, the negative sign indicates the decreases the log odd of admission by 0.675. So in the same way, you can interpret each one of them. So having attended the rank institute, the rank 2 undergraduate institute, as compared to rank 1 institute, decreases the log odd of admission by 0.6754. So having attended the rank 3 institution as compared to rank 1 institution, decreases the log odd by 1.3402. So having attended the log having attended the rank 4 institution as compared to rank 1 institution, decreases the log odd of admission by 1.5514. So this is how you need to interpret this table. So this is the way you need to interpret this table. The next thing that you need to do is you need to create the odd ratio. You simply, after running the model, you need to write the logit OR. So this is the logistic regression. After running this regression, you just need to write here logit, comma, OR. This will indicate the odd ratios. If you see here, these are the coefficients. So you need to create the odd ratios too as a part of logistic regression. So here you will see the odd ratios in place of the coefficient values. So what does these indicates? What are the interpretation? If you see the odd ratios, it will give you some different values. It will give you GRE with 1.002267, GPA with 2.23, and you can also see the rank values are positive now. While the p values and t values or z values are same if you compare with the previous results, only the coefficient are replaced with odd ratio. So what does they indicate in logistic regression? Now we can say for 1 unit increase in GPA, the odd of being admitted to graduate school versus not being admitted increased by 2.23. So 2.23. Yes, this is the interpretation of GPA. So this is how you can interpret your results. So for 1 unit increase in GPA, the odd of being admitted to graduate school versus not admitted increased by a factor of 2.23. So if I need to interpret the first one with this, what we need to write here with the GRE. So the interpretation would be for a 1 unit increase in GRE, the odd of being admitted to graduate school versus not being admitted increased by a factor score of 1.002267. So in the same way, you can interpret it with this odd ratio. What we will say, for 1 unit increase in the admission of undergraduate institution with second ranking as compared to the first ranking institute, the odd ratio of being admitted to third ranking graduate school versus not being admitted increase by a factor score of 0.5089. And in the same way, you can interpret the other parts of this table. So the first thing that we have learned here is how to interpret the logit model and then how to interpret the odd ratios table. So you need to practice it for your better understanding. Then the next thing that we should consider here, you can also predict probabilities to help you understand the model. You can calculate predicted probabilities using the margin command. So there is a margin command that you can use to predict the probability of certain things. We can use the margin command to calculate the predicted probability of admission at each level of rank, holding all other variables in the model at their means. So this is the command that we should use for our categorical variable rank in order to create the margins. So you need to write here margins. Rank is our indicator variable among the independent variables at means. All other variables are considered at means. Only we need to consider the margin of the rank. So you click on enter and you will see it. GRE with its mean, GPA with its mean, while the ranking also indicates with their mean. But here is the margin, and all the margins are critically significant. So what we can conclude from here, we have estimated this command using it. So in the above output, this is the interpretation that you need to understand. In the above output, we see that the predicted probability of being accepted into a graduate program is 0.51 for the highest prestige undergraduate institution rank 1 and 0.18 for the lowest rank institute rank 4 holding GRE and GPA at their means. So this is the probability of acceptance. If you see here the results, 0.018. Here it is written. Uh, in rank 1, this is the percentage. If you see here, yes, basically this is the percentage or this is the margin of your acceptance for admission in rank 1 institute. This is the percentage of acceptance in rank 2 institute. This is the percentage of acceptance in rank 3 institute. And this is the percentage of acceptance in rank 4 institute. So this is how you can interpret that. The next thing, below we generate the predicted probabilities for values for GRE from 200. This is the another procedure, but it is not important here. The next thing that you need to understand here is to create the model fit stat. You may also wish to see the measure of how well our model fits. This can be particularly useful when comparing competing models. So the user reason command fit stat produces a variety of fit statistics. So you need to create the fit stat also. So you need to write here fit stat as a next procedure. So it will show you the detailed fit stat of your basically logistic regression. You can report this table as a part of fit statistic procedure. You can see here the R square value, the basically maximum R square value, the Maclaurin R square value. So there are three different types of R square. You can also count R square value, which is highest, AIC criteria, BIC criteria, model fitness. You can see there are three other R square also here: variance of error, adjusted R square, and AIC criteria. There are a lot of things you can include as a model fitness here. So this is how you can consider your regression results. So these are the models. Now I have also shared with you the data relevant to third example in logistic regression. You can try it. I would show you uh, what you need to do here. This is the procedure that we need to run, but we will consider it tomorrow because today's the time of the session is over now, and we will consider this example tomorrow. For your practice, please consider the first example for your practice in order to understand the logistic regression, especially its interpretation. It is very important. You need to interpret the model and how to interpret the odd ratios and how to consider the margins here. So if you have any question, you can ask for today's session. Please let me know, Vakar, if you have any question, you can ask.
No, sir, thank you.
All right, so let's conclude this session. And let's meet tomorrow for another session on it, on understanding the logistic regression. So thank you very much for joining today, and stay blessed.